Hey, good day to all of you. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Hope you're having a very great day today. I have a lot of great information to share with all of you today. God bless every single one of you. Now, if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to Saturday from sundown. That's when I take my Sabbath. But make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am all year around. Remember, all the links are in the description to save you time. That way you can get to what you need to see as quick as possible. I'm very discreet about my time as well. First of all, thank you so much, all of you. God bless you. Thank you so much for all the very nice comments that you gave me yesterday. Thank you for all the likes. It's amazing how that like button is just a power thing with YouTube. Y'all actually determine whether a video does good or not. It's just that much of a power push. It's unreal with the thumb. So thank you for the thumbs up yesterday. God bless all of you guys. I feel your love. I actually have a very special message. It's very close to me for all of you. It's in links in the description, but it is at the end of the video, of course. I will see you there. Plus updates on the Southwest for your weather. Monsoon is here, guys. I mean, it's going to be here for a few months. So far, Arizona is taking it pretty hard because they've been dry and in a drought for so long. It's been unbelievable with the flash flooding they've been getting just from a half an inch of rainfall. And I do show that you do have more coming, and within the next 48 hours. Plus, I have you updates on the hurricane season, on what we can expect and around when we can expect things. I know we do have this Felicia and all this in the EPAC, but to me, that's not even important. It's not affecting anybody. It's not doing anything but going out and dying off. That's it. It's fascinating. It's a strong storm, strong hurricane, not affecting anyone. As well as you can see that we have this big layer of Saharan dust still making its way into the Caribbean. I do have an update on that as well. I'm showing that we're going to have 2 plumes that's going to be coming in, and it's really going to block things for a while, but then things are going to ramp up. Plus, like I said, links are in the description, guys. We have our next cold front coming down. This Arctic blast is going to create a cold front, and it's not the one that people are talking about now. That one's mild. This one's going to be a little bit more colder, and it's actually what's going to cause a big severe weather event that's going to be happening on the east coast of U.S. It actually is going to create some storms for the southeast as well, but it is front induced, so it won't be a tropical storm, but still it will still bring the same strength as one of those bring as well. So hit the like button if you enjoy these updates. Thank you for being here, all of you. Let's get into the forecast. Now, we do have this big area of the Saharan dust that has been coming in and stopping everything from coming into our Caribbean, not only with the Tut coming down bringing this year, but it keeps all the energy to the south, going across South America into Central America and coming out to East Pac. That's why we have that hurricane now. This is going to continue to push into the Caribbean, and it's not just one plume. I'm showing that we actually have 2 plumes that will be coming up. And you can see the storms are trying to wind up out there in the MDR, but there's no way with all that dust. If you look at the NASA dust levels, you can see that not only 1 plume, but we actually have 2 plumes of dust that will be coming in. Now, this will be blocking anything trying to form into the Caribbean, especially the Western Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, because we have these 2 plumes of dust, which actually is high pressure. So not only is it dry air and it's high pressure, it's blocking anything still from coming into our Gulf. Now, we have a couple of times where the moisture tries to expand out and it tries to come on in. There's no way it can in between these 2 high pressure setups that's bringing a lot of dust and a lot of dry air. So not only 1 plume, we have 2, guys. So let's just be aware that nothing really can form, at least from the MDR or the Caribbean, for at least the next 2 weeks. But I'm showing at the end of the 2 weeks, we will have storms in the southeast that will be front induced. That will be coming from this cold front that is coming down. So it actually will not be tropical, but it will be some storms in the southeast. And there is a good potential for a very strong system to come out of that. That's why it's being picked up by the potential velocity anomaly for the whole country. I will show you everything. Now, all the storms that we had last night was getting pretty crazy. Actually, I modded for my wife's channel. She actually does live streaming for the severe weather. Link is always in the description for her channel, and as well as Live Storms Media. They cover a lot of severe weather. If you ever heard of them, I'm sure a lot of you have. A lot of people do follow them. It's a great group of people. This actually save a lot of lives with the information that they bring. Their link to their channel will also be in the description of all my videos from here on out because I'd like to promote them guys. They are a great bunch of guys. I think it's really beautiful what they're doing, and they're saving not only a lot of people's lives, but they're bringing great information so we can see what happened. And actually last night, a lot of local channels didn't tell people about the severe weather as well. But if you remember my video, we saw that big line of hail cores, and that actually was all tornado warnings last night. We actually had 44 tornadoes yesterday, all of them in Iowa. And my wife was the only one covering it on live stream, so no one else was streaming this. It was unbelievable. It's unbelievable how no one else covered it. I was really amazed. But she always does. So please, show her some love if you haven't already. Subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. Link is in the description. I also promote her channel on the channels tab on my homepage, as well as some very other good channels I think you should check out. Now there is a 2% for tornado risk still in this area right here for today. And most of the area is Kansas City, Missouri, Wichita, Kansas, St. Louis, Missouri, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Overland Park, Kansas. So you still have to worry about that. The energy is not as strong as yesterday, but it is still carrying over. Last night, that was incredible. All them tornadoes. It was unbelievable last night, guys. It almost seemed like an outbreak last night. It was so crazy. All the way till midnight, we was working, doing that with the live stream. Now, the hail threat for today is actually a 5% in this area, and it is for Scottsbluff, Nebraska, Sterling, Colorado, and Fort Morgan, Colorado. But the wind today, there's going to be a lot of wind that's going to be carrying on today, all the way from Texas all the way to Michigan. If you remember, I showed you that big long strip of that rain that was coming down. It came from today's severe weather. And then there's a big long rain band, almost like a big long squall line that stretches all the way down. That's bringing some winds with it, so you do have to worry about winds today, just so you know. But we actually had 44 tornadoes last night, if anybody was wondering the numbers. And this is where they were, all in Iowa. It's unbelievable. And after all those storms that was coming through, they were all in Iowa. It was a big warm front that met up with the jet stream and the cold front, and the tail just created a whole bunch of storms. A lot of them was by Ellsworth. A lot of them also was by Waverly. I mean, a lot. But the one in Waverly, it just completely destroyed the house. It says completely destroyed the home. Plus this here, this is who I was talking about, guys. It's a very great and very beautiful bunch of people that saves a lot of lives. But their channel is right here, Live Storms Media. As you can see, they have almost 250,000 subscribers already. If you haven't already, which most of you have, make sure you subscribe to them because they can show you what's going on. They are very good at what they do, and they're the only ones that do it this good. He already got 30,000 views, guys, 400 likes. That's what I'm talking about, the power of that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoy these updates. Hit that thumbs up for them. They are great at what they do, and it's not cheap at what they do. Trust me, the way they bring all this footage is costing them a lot of money, and as well as their lives. And the usual for YouTube is everything is about 10%. So out of 30,000 views, they should have 3,000 likes. This is ridiculous. Go show them some love, some support. They are awesome. Now this is Live Storm Media's video footage that they have of that tornado the other day. I can't show you too much of it, but the video link will be in the description for you to watch, as well as their channel to go subscribe to. There was some damage. But it was a very scary event for a lot of people in that town. And like I said, this twister just went right through them. So please go check that out. It wasn't just people and their stuff, guys. It killed their cattle. It killed their farmland. It did so much damage. Thank you, Live Storm Media. God bless all of you for what you do. Now, we do have a big heat wave coming all the way to the end of this month. And the drought monitor updates every Thursday, but yet it did not update yet, even though they updated their precipitation. So I see, as all this heat still stays around the southwest, a little bit more towards California, it's going to shift to the Midwest and the central U.S. So I see that the drought monitor will be up here in northern U.S. soon, because the temperature is going to get really, really hot. And then towards the end of the month, all these very hot temperatures are going to start shifting to the southeast. You can already see for this precipitation for the next 6 to 10 days that you're going to be well below average in this area, and the temperatures are going to be over 100 and just really hot for y'all. But you can also see that you're going to be above average in the southwest. The monsoon season has literally started, so not only do you have a lot of rain coming, which I know a lot of you need, it's also going to bring a lot of flooding and flash flooding that you need to worry about, because just a half inch of rainfall is causing y'all dramatic changes in y'all surroundings. So please be aware of what's coming soon. Now this is a video, I'll put the link in the description for you for his Twitter. His name is D. Zabdrowski. I hope I didn't chop that up. He recorded some of the flash flooding that was going on in Arizona, and it was crazy. It was life-threatening of what was going on. And this was literally only a ½ inch of water, and y'all have more coming. And knowing what y'all just been through, I checked and see what y'all future rainfall will be for this monsoon season so far. And Arizona, you really are a big hot spot. Matter of fact, I'm showing there's a possibility with a GFS within the next 5 days to get anywhere from 1 to over 4 inches of rainfall for southern Arizona. And around Flagstaff, up to 5 inches, anytime from 1 to 5. So there's hot spots of 1 or 3 or 5. It is very spread out. And there is chances for over 5 as well. So you do have some rainfall is coming according to the GFS. And the Euro confirms these 3 different locations for heavy rainfall. The Euro is a little bit lighter amounts, more like 2 or 3 inches versus the 4 or 5, but it's still showing the same sections. As a matter of fact, with the NAM 3K in the next 48 hours, just until Friday by 6 p.m., it is showing that you could get Flagstaff anywhere from 3 to 6 inches possibility, with the outskirts of town being 2 to 3 inches. Show low, you can get a 1/4 inch, but right below you is a big heavy spot in Tucson. You can actually get a little bit of rainfall as well. Most of it looks east of you. We'll see how that works out. And Sierra Vista, over 2 inches. So a few towns show that you will have some heaviness, especially Flagstaff. There's a good possibility at least 2 inches for the low end. Now our temperature change for the next 6 to 10 days is going to be quite a twist. It's not going to be super cold for the south, even though it looks like it's going to be super cold. I know this looks like a very big storm coming to the south. It's just well below average temperatures. Is that what you're going to be getting for the next 6 to 10 days? So instead of the 80s, 90s, and even the 100s for parts of Texas, you're going to be more like in the 70s, which is a great thing, but according to your averages, this is a big change. So it's going to be well below averages. Really, the section we need to worry about is going to be over the Ohio Valley, the southeast, and the northeast for when this next one comes. This one is going to be mild. Now, when we try and get a time frame of when this really good Arctic air, this next big cold front, which is going to cause all these storms, is coming, you can see we do have a dip. We do have a dip that's around. It's not going to be much of anything at all. Now, this is the Euro, and it is showing that in the 20s, around 22nd and on, there's going to be an even bigger dip of cold air coming. And of course, the Euro is not a long-range model, but the GFS is, and has been modified to have better forecasts within the next 14 days. And it does show that there is a dip that we're going to have, but it's going to be mild compared to the next one that we are getting around the 27th. Anytime from the 25th to the 27th, it's going to be some very cold temperatures, and we're going to be to a -1. When you look ahead a little bit at our temperatures, you can see that around the 18th, temperatures are going to start changing. Not only is it a good thing because the West Coast has been really dealing with a lot, especially the Northwest, but you can see that you're still in the hundreds for the Southwest, for the deep Southwest. But now you're getting over 100 for Idaho, over 100 for Montana, and this is going to shift and change. At the same time, your daytime lows will be in the 70s for the Ohio Valley. And as you go on day by day, you'll see that you're still in the very hot temperatures for the West Coast, and it is getting into Southwest Arizona as well. And now it's starting to get into other states, not just Idaho and Montana. Now you get North Dakota. It's starting to spread out even further. It's even going into Canada with over 100 degrees. Next Tuesday, it's still going to be hanging around. Now it's starting to spread even further into Minnesota, while everybody is still over 100 degrees. So it's not leaving this section. It's just expanding out, like getting elongated of a big high pressure. At the same time, you can see the cold front really isn't a big deal. A lot of people are going to be in the 60s. There is going to be some storms at that time, and the 70s, while everybody else is still in the 80s. So really the big one is a one coming. Next Wednesday, heat still around for California as well as Arizona, as well as Idaho, Montana, North Dakota. Now it's starting to go into South Dakota, and you still have over 100 going on in Canada. And you can see the storms that you had in Texas is starting to move around now and putting some other people in the 60s and 70s. So it won't last long. It's just a small section, and it's for a short time. And the heat really stays unbelievable for a while. This is next Wednesday, and you're still in the hundreds. You get even worse, bigger section for southern Idaho. Montana is just growing with hundreds. North Dakota, South Dakota, and it's starting to come down for other people. Wyoming, it's going to be for Nebraska. It's going to slowly stretch down to the center of the U.S. And eventually at the end of the month, it's going to go towards the southeast. But you're already feeling some 90s as it is. And it's still all in Canada, even growing for a bigger section for over 100. So it's really going to be a big heat wave coming for this area right here. I haven't seen Canada with those temperatures in quite some time. Now, next Friday, just so you know, California, this is when things are going to start shifting a little bit and get away and so much off y'all. And it's really going to hover and even grow into Canada even more. It's really going to hover around Canada, the Midwest, North Dakota, South Dakota. It's really going to hover around this area for very hot temperatures. It's going to be a very good heat wave for Canada. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, even Nebraska. Everybody's going to be in some very hot temperatures. Everybody over 100. And this is the 23rd, so this is when the cold air is going to start coming into our country, and it's not coming from the west. It's coming through the back door, and a back door is because it's spinning clockwise up there with these little fingers, ridges and troughs of cold weather that is within them spinning around up there. And this one is actually coming in through the back door. That's why it's called a back door, because it's supposed to come from the west. And it's putting some 60s in the northeast. This is for next Friday, guys. You're going to be in the 60s, Ohio Valley. Going to be in the 60s and the 70s. Now, next Saturday is when things are going to change dramatically. This is the next cold front, the next Arctic blast that's coming in. And this is one that's really going to make a difference. Because just like you have those fingers of cold air going around, it is going around. It is hitting the west coast a little bit. And look at y'all, cooling down to the 50s, even the 40s. So y'all deserve that cold air. I really hope it makes y'all feel better, because y'all really went through a big heat wave already. Not to mention, look at the Midwest, Ohio Valley. You're in the 40s and 50s now. And this is for the 24th. This is next Saturday. And this is the back door cold blast that's going to be coming in. But at the same time, this is going to be a big problem, because this is going to bring a lot of severe weather. Not only do you have all this warm moisture, all these hot temperatures, plus this big heat dome that's been sitting over Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota for so long and getting squeezed by these two pressures of very cold air, that there's going to be a big line of severe weather that will come out of this. And your highs for that day is going to be nice for the West Coast. They're going to be in the 80s. Higher altitudes will probably be in the 90s. And you'll be in the 80s for Washington and Oregon as well. Some of you even in the 70s for your high. So that's going to be phenomenal. But you can see the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. Northeast is going to be in the 60s still. Some of y'all, the intercoastal in the 70s. Ohio Valley going to be in the 70s. This is going to be your high. As well as look at Texas. Southern Texas is going to be back into 100s, which is their average when it gets really hot. That's why it seems so much of a big deal on the graphic of below average temperatures with a real dark blue when you was in the 70s and some in the 60s as the storms were brewing by, mostly in the 70s. That was a big deal. This is what you normally get. But once again, the heat dome is back, and this is next Saturday on the 24th. This is the same day with the heat coming in, and it's still in the hundreds in Canada. You're still in the hundreds, and even 111 for Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and now it's starting to leak on down into Kansas and Nebraska, and also some of Oklahoma. So this thing's really trying to expand out because it's being squeezed by these two cold systems. With this warm system, it's just going to create a lot of storms. Now, this is Sunday the 25th, so now we're literally getting 10 days out, so I will definitely update this. And the way it's looking, these temperatures could even drop a little more, so I will keep you updated. But once again, you're going to be waking up in the 40s and 50s for the West Coast, so God bless you, man. I hope you all enjoy that. But you can see all the heat that's still coming through the center of the U.S., and we have the cold front still in Ohio Valley in the Northeast with some 50s and 60s. So once again, during the daytime temperatures, this is going to create even more storms even further south now. And this is coming soon, guys. So I will keep you updated. Monday, the 26th, is still too far, but still you can kind of get a good broad look. You're still going to be in the 40s and 50s for the Northwest. So God bless you. I hope that stays a lot longer so you can really enjoy that. I know that heat was really brutal for y'all. As well as Ohio Valley and the Northeast, still in the 50s and 60s. So I will update this, but it is the one that you need to worry about. The cold front we're getting now isn't really a big deal. And then when you go on to the 26th, which is already getting far enough for accuracy, but you can see the way it's kind of moving around. You can see towards the end of the month, now the heat is going away from Canada. It's starting to come down into the central U.S. It's getting really good for Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, even Kansas. All this is going to be at 100 degrees. It's starting to shift. Towards the end of the month, it's going to shift even further. And this is when the cold front finally is going to leave. It's going to put the whole south and southeast into the 70s, with the northeast still being into the 60s. And so far, it has northern Florida for having their highs in the 70s, high 70s. Maybe this will update a little bit cooler. We'll see, since it is, still too far away. But that's pretty far south. That's going to feel good, I think, to a lot of y'all that have been trying to get away from that heat. At the same time, look at this very crazy and deadly 100 degrees that just riding up from Texas all the way up to the center of the U.S. This is going to create even more storms again. Now, when you go another day further, you can see that this thing really expands out and it comes back and affects a lot more people. It comes right back to the southwest. Y'all get right back into over 100 again, especially Arizona as well. And now it kept its distance not only all the way into Canada for over 100, it kept out the expansion all the way to Kansas with over 100. So this really expands out and holds all that heat. And it comes back and stretches out real far into the central U.S. with over 100 in this whole area, plus the southwest. So it's not like it leaves and stays gone. It leaves, expands out, and expands back. And all this is covered in over 100 degree temperatures. This is going to be crazy. And then when you go towards the end of the month, you can see that all this 100 degree temperatures sticks around for the central U.S. But now it's starting to shift the 90s and 100 over to the southeast. So it is going to be looking very hot towards the end of this month. Plus, when we look at our potential velocity anomaly, which lets us know whenever we have any convection, any updrafts in our storms, and we are from 120W to 60W, and then the rest is the MDR, the main development region. And you can see that right around the 22nd to the 23rd, they get two systems that looks like the West Coast. So when I check it out, I did find out that we do have two systems that will be going through the West Coast, because this energy is still going through South America, by Central America into the East Pack. So it's nothing that we really need to worry about anytime soon, which is a great thing. And then you can see towards the end of the month, this seems to be something brewing, and it looks to be right over our east coast of our country. A lot of people will say that this is going in your Gulf. It's not going in the Gulf, guys. This is actually going to be around the same time as this cold front that's coming, this next Arctic blast. And this is going to be a front-induced storm. It's going to get real strong for the east side of the country. So here you are on the 21st, and you can see with your velocity anomaly that we do have two systems. Matter of fact, both of them 999, a little weird. But we do have two system potentials that in the East Pack right around the area for the 120W. So that's not going to be nothing to worry about as far as the U.S. At the same time, you can see that we have a Arctic blast that's coming in through the back door around the 23rd. And you can see that it actually dips down really good into the country. And what this does is not only bring those cold temperatures I showed you, but it also will bring a lot of storms. It will be front-induced storms, and so it will not be tropical storms. That's what that next potential velocity is that you see. And here it is here. You can see it come in through the northeast. It digs down real deep, but at the same time, it creates a surface low pressure. It gets a lot of energy into it. It gets a lot of thunderstorms, and those expand out. So you get a lot of storms in the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. Then it goes all the way to the south as well with some very good storms, and that's what this is picking up. Matter of fact, it has a good chance to be 1,010 millibars and strengthen and keep going into the Gulf, but this is really going to expand out and bring a lot of potential storms to the southeast that we need to worry about. It will be front-induced once again, so it will not be coming from the Gulf or the Caribbean for a tropical or hurricane. Please don't let nobody tell you that. This is going to be cold front induced from this Arctic blast that's coming, guys. And it's going to come down and bring cold temperatures. And you know what happens when you have very hot temperatures meeting cold temperatures. It's going to clash and create some very severe weather. Matter of fact, if you look at the Euro, you can see that on the 21st, all the way to the 23rd and 24th, maybe even 25th, that we have a very strong anomaly coming in. That's going to be the front-induced storms that will be coming into our country. And you can see where it's at. It's right over the central U.S. all the way to the northeast. So this is going to be a very big storm that we need to worry about. It will be around the 20th, the 21st, and 22nd. I will update you, of course. Now, what is too far to look at, and I'm not even going to go through any ensembles, guys, or SpaghettiOs on this. This is all the way to August 5th. But we do have a system that we need to think about that will be right below our Gulf of Mexico. And I don't see this coming from anywhere except possibly a weak system from the northwest and carrying over. But other than that, we might have something in the beginning of August. I will keep you updated. Matter of fact, as far as it goes for our hurricane season so far, if you look at the 5-day anomaly, you can see that in the next 10 days, most of the potential velocity anomaly is going to be over the East Pac. If anything gets into the southern Gulf of Mexico, it will be carried over. It don't look very strong. If it was to get into our country as any small system, it would be a very weak system that you wouldn't even really worry about. It'd just be some thunderstorms. All the energy is still over to Central America and the East Pac for the next 10 days. And this is from the Euro. Now to give you a quick tropical update, guys, because so far I'm showing that Hurricane Felicia will be up to a Cat 2 hurricane. Most potential will be 98 miles per hour, 121 miles per hour winds as it dies down to a Cat 1 and then goes slowly to the west, southwest. We do have a couple that show it can go northern, but most of it is showing that it will go to the south. As well as it looks like we could be looking for the next name for any storms that come to the U.S., guys. Because according to this, I'm showing disturbance that has a 10% chance actually will grow into something and become Tropical Storm Fred. It has it right on the edge of 40 miles per hour as it moves east, northeast away from us. We do have one outlier showing that it will come back, but you can see all the weather models showing it will go away. But it's showing it could get right on the edge of being a tropical storm. At least that's the data I have, and this is the same data everybody else has from the satellites. And first of all, from my heart, thank you so much, all of you. Yahweh bless every single one of you and your families. I felt so much of y'all love yesterday. It was really overwhelming, and it seemed like everybody just went to my link in the description. I got so many donations, so much help. It was overwhelming to where I couldn't even handle it no more. I was kind of getting teary-eyed and getting a little sniffling all afternoon long just dealing with y'all comments. I've never had a video that had over 600 comments before. But as you know, I love talking to every single one of you. So it was very awesome to speak with you, and some of you for the first time. So thank you for being here. God bless you. And then from everybody asking, so see, my biggest deal is I know how this world is going to get, just like God says, where no man can buy or sell without the mark. And something, of course, me and my family are not doing at all. There's no way. Even my kids are prepared. We all know that one day he may come for our heads. In Jesus' name, amen. But I firmly believe that sooner or later they're going to get to where they can get to everybody by saying even stuff like YouTube. So people had their little way out of not going into their communities, requesting their vaccinations, that they'll say, oh, now you can't even get paid out on YouTube, which is owned by Google, without a proof of your vaccination shot. I'm sure sooner or later it will get to that. Sooner or later it will get to everyone, just like God says. And I was trying to foreshadow a little bit and think of ways I can support my family. Y'all know how it is. It is the heaviest thing on our heart next to getting closer with our Father to be perfect as He is perfect. Amen. But so many people has requested to do a Patreon because that's the best way they can help through, because they don't use PayPal, or if they want to get into contact with me through my email, just let me know. That way they can send a note, send anything, words of encouragement to my address. I'm fine with that as well. And I'm not chickening out and go get some P.O. box. I know a lot of people say it's dangerous to me. God will protect me, and I believe in that. So whatever it is, it is. I believe in using my address, because I know sooner or later I'm not going to go to a P.O. box without proof of vaccination. So I'm trying to keep everything a little foreshadowed, a little knowing of what's to come and be expected of it. So I am going to work on a Patreon and get one started. I will let you know when it goes up. And at the same time, thank you so much for wanting to support me and my family so much. We love you for it. Thank you so much. But I'm trying to figure out what to do to give y'all for helping me out. I know all these other YouTubers, they have all these promotions, all these things they can do, and they live stream all the time, so that's how to use it. I don't live stream anymore. I did it for a very long time every day. But I do live stream hurricanes when we do have them. That way y'all will be protected. I will, no matter what, always do that. But I have a few designs of myself that I've been thinking about for a very long time, and I drew a bunch of stuff as well as some beautiful pictures that y'all seen me post before. And I'm thinking of combining these into about 2 or 3 things as far as some kind of merchandise. But what I'm going to do is, for the ones that do help me out, even with just $1, I'm going to make it where you can get this merchandise for the same price that I paid. That way you can get the lowest price possible. There ain't no 20% off. It's all 100% off. You're just going to be paying retail what I would pay. I don't want to make anything on that. Your help is good enough, even if it's just $1. Thank you all again. God bless you for wanting to help me. It's really making a change in my life, and it's really clearing some things up as far as what I must do. Thank you. Now, what I'm going to read from today, I can actually just take the paper out because I've read Matthew so much between y'all and my kids that the pages just come out now. I really need to get me a newer Bible. So if any of you really want to send something that I really would cherish to my heart, it would be a Bible that don't fall apart. It's small enough to read as it is, but falling apart is now you don't want to lose anything. So I'm going to play this for you so you can see it, guys. Thank you so much. Time and date is on the top left. Today I want to read Matthew 24. I had a bunch of people asking questions and needing help about end times and what to expect and what to look for as far as our Lord Jesus Christ coming for us. So I want to read this to you. This tells you exactly when to expect it. It's coming from Jesus himself. So you know what to expect and when he will literally be at the door coming. All right, I'm going to play this for you so you can see it as it goes. Matthew 24. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes, in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure into the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in a desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in a secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in as much an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Amen. So I hope that makes it a little clearer for you out there that's been asking me for help and what to expect and when to expect. God bless you all. I hope you all will have a very blessed day today. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I love you too. Have a great day.